Hey, Central Lutheran Church, how's it going? Coming at you today for a staff reflection from the Braley Kitchen. So, welcome to the Braley Kitchen. This is where all the magic happens, right here in the Braley Kitchen. I was reminded today of a story, and perhaps you've heard of it, but there was a man, a very famous unicyclist who was very, very good, and he would unicycle across these tight ropes. And one day he gathers this crowd, and he's going to unicycle across a huge waterfall. I don't know what waterfall it was exactly, but so he gathers this crowd to watch him ride his unicycle across this tightrope that spanned across this huge waterfall. And of course, if he falls off of the unicycle, he would die. And he's gathering the crowd around him, and he's sort of this performance art thing. He's asking them, "How many of you think I can ride this unicycle across this waterfall?" And they're like, "Yeah, we do, we do." They all raise their hand. And so he gets on his unicycle, and of course he rides across the waterfall, and he comes back, and they're all cheering, and the crowd's going wild and going nuts. And then he says, "Okay, how many of you people think I can ride across this waterfall with somebody on my back?" And they're like, "Yeah, we do, we do." And they all raise their hand. They're all going nuts for him. And he goes, "Okay, great, great. Which one of you is going to climb on my back and ride across the waterfall with me?" And all the hands, of course, went, not me. And of course, none of them wanted to do it. They all thought, in theory, that he could ride across that waterfall on his unicycle, but in practicality, in praxis, they didn't really trust him that he could do it when their own life was at stake. And I think a lot about this series that we're going through, the Upside Down series. And if you really dive into the life and teachings of Jesus of Nazareth, so many things of what he said were totally upside down. And I can imagine the crowds around Jesus being like, when he's preaching, being like, yeah, we believe in you, Jesus, we believe it, yeah. And then Jesus sort of saying to them, "Yeah, but do you really understand what I'm asking you?" I think about the Beatitudes on the Sermon on the Mount and this upside down way of living he was talking about. Blessed are the poor. Oh yeah, Jesus, blessed are the poor, yeah. But do we really think that the poor are the ones who are blessed? Or blessed are the meek. Yeah, Jesus, yeah, we believe the meek are blessed. But do we really think that's true? Turn the other cheek. Oh, yeah, of course. I'm a Christian. I turn my other cheek. But how do we respond to violence in real, practical, everyday life? And I think this Sunday, Sonia's going to be sharing on loving your enemies. Yeah, Jesus, we're with you. I'm on board. I'll ride across that. I'll love my enemies. But in practical, real, everyday life, do we really understand, first of all, what it means to love our enemies? And do we really want to do it? Now, look, I'm not asking you to all of a sudden just, be a better Christian and do all these things, but I really want us to use this time, this series, and even this lockdown time, to reflect deeply on what the teachings of Jesus are really asking of us. They ask a lot of us. And I'm not going to lie to you and say that it's easy or that it's all comfortable or good or fuzzy and warm. And it's not. It's quite the opposite. Jesus calls us from comfortable to the uncomfortable, from the safe to perhaps the sort of dangerous. And that's the call of God throughout all of the scriptures. And so I want us to just think deeply and reflect on these things. What might it really mean and be to adopt the teachings of Jesus? This is why the Lutheran sentiment is that by the Spirit of God only we can do these things, because these are really, really hard teachings. So my prayer and hope for us today, Central Lutheran Church, is that we would at least take seriously the call of Jesus. And now I'm not saying we're all there by any means, but that we could acknowledge that this is really upside down, countercultural, pushing us out of the box kind of teaching. And what might it be like for us to take it seriously and even live even just some of it out? What might our lives be like? And my prayer is that as we come out of this COVID stuff, and I don't know how long it will take, it could be another week or months or even a year, I don't know. But when we come out of this, what would it be like if we were a church that took these teachings of Jesus, these upside down teachings of Jesus, and what would it mean for us to move from the crowd, yeah, I think you can do it, to us climbing out onto that tightrope, onto the back of that unicyclist, or in this case, to really follow Jesus wherever he might lead us. So may you, by the Spirit of God, empowered by the Spirit, be somebody today who takes these things seriously. May you consider them deeply in your heart. May you use this time to pray and reflect and consider, what does it mean to really and truly follow Jesus. And then my implore for you, or what I implore you today, is to do it. Take the step, one step, just to follow Jesus wherever he might be leading you today. And may you do that in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Love you guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye.